now the YouTube link to Hazeronomical's The Hip Hop Shop EP. Let me big you right there. Boom. Hazenomical, look it up right now while you're on. You know what I mean? Tapped into the 100th episode of Candid Conversations. You know what I mean? I got to shout out PNPN because, you know what I mean? He gave me the idea to do this. So, you know what I mean? Got to give mans the roses while they're standing. Hazenomical, how are you doing today?
I'm doing beautiful, man. Thank you. How are you?
I am good. I am blessed. You know what I mean? Another day above the grass. It's a good day for me.
Exactly.
So, I want to set the vibe with this track. So let the people know a little bit about it before we go to it, though.
So this is the first single off the Hip Hop Shop EP, Volume 1. Okay. It's called Tribe Vibe, and it's literally about having that tribe energy, that native tongue kind of love. Like, I'm from Queens, so I grew up with that. Okay. And honestly, I usually just make music that I like to hear or that I don't hear enough. So this is one of those joints where I just wanted to bring it back to hip hop, bring it back to the love, and express it to the people and see if we can get this thing started again.
All right. So without further ado, share the link on YouTube.
Had to bring the party vibe in, you know?
Yep. Yep. This is like early fucking basement jam, banging on the fence.
Exactly. That's the vibe, man, you know?
Definitely. Oh man. All right.
Yeah.
We're here with the band Hazernomical. Hey, okay, so the vibe is set right there.
Now,
Um,
now that you've heard it again, it does give you the vibe of a tribe, right?
yeah, it does. Like, I mean, the chanting and the overlapping cadence.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Definite.
It's definitely a vibe.
hmm Yes, indeed. Okay, so I gotta ask, and we're gonna start here. Where does the name Hazenomical come from?
Well, man, sometimes I remember it one way, sometimes I remember it another, but basically it actually came from like doing graffiti. And
Okay.
like when I got caught under one name and I had to switch it, and then my name is John Hazelton, so they called me Hayes for short anyway. So it was like,
Okay.
yeah, fuck it, I'm phenomenal, Hazenomical. There you go.
There you go. Okay. Yes, that's a flex. Definitely a flex. Okay. So that's definitely a creative way. That's a creative flip. I like it. And it's consistent across the social
Yeah.
media platforms.
Yes.
So check them out.
Everything is Hazenomical.
Everything. Yeah. Unlike yours truly, you got Share the Shock and you got Post North and then you got Block Online and shit. I didn't really know branding as well as I do now, but now that I know it, it's just like, okay, I'm a different brand. Person.
Yeah, branding is important.
It really is. It's like I didn't realize it until I realized it when I made my first t-shirt. That's when I got my first like inspirational degree of hate.
Got you.
I was told that. I was so happy. I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? I was proud before because I was just talking about the company name at the time. It was Block Basics Productions. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? And then I made my first t-shirt and I'm going around and I'm showing everybody. And a lot of people were like, yeah, that's great. And, I bumped into a couple family members just like, so it's a t-shirt. Just like, no, it's a brand. It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, no, a t-shirt doesn't make a company. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about your company until you're making money.
Wow.
I'm going to lean all the way to the left and show you all these t-shirts from all these companies that are now behind me.
I see.
You know what I mean? So I always say that to say, when someone says they're going to do something, if you don't believe in it, shut up.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's whatever.
Simple enough.
But yeah, but it was motivation though. I got love. Well, I don't know if well, out in the Caribbean they got a twisted way of showing love sometimes. So I got the love, but it was always like a you could do better kind of love. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, hold on a second, but I'm doing like I got a 96. It like goes all the way back. And this is like I'm talking about this because you know what I mean? Like things that happened in the previous elements of life do affect the future coming. So, I was in a situation where I was late for school all the time.
Okay.
And my grade 7 teacher asked me, what are you going to do when it comes to the workforce? I said, I'm going to own my own business.
There you go.
She looked at me just like, okay. But there's people that I went to school with from then that are seeing right now do what I'm doing and are just like, that motherfucker is right.
Yeah.
He did not lie.
Yeah. I love it when a plan comes together, man. When you put it out there in the universe and it actually comes into fruition. It's an awesome thing.
Yes, definitely. I mean, like I wrote a 20-year plan in 2007.
There you go.
Right. I just started a magazine last year.
Awesome.
I had help starting it. I'm not going to deny that, but the help didn't come with pure intentions. That's why I didn't survive. So that was one thing. But in that 20-year plan, I had it set that I was going to write a magazine.
Yeah.
So the person that helped me start a magazine feels like it's them. It was them.
Yeah.
knew before them that it was going to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I put that situation out there to ask you now, what was like one shot that you called that you didn't have the backing for, but you're now living?
Oh, I'm a according to Google, I'm a musical artist.
Oh shit.
So
Google don't lie now.
Yeah. And like it's such a small, minute thing, like on my list of accomplishments, but it's so funny that at one point, like I'd say maybe like 2 years ago, like I Googled myself and it came up Hazenomical underground rap artist. And I was like, that's dope because it actually recognizes me as some kind of an artist. Like nowadays, when I check it, it comes up as musical artist. I'm like, oh wow, I'm stepping my game up. And then, you know, anybody who's ever been anything, I'm pretty sure someone told you along the way, like, so what are you gonna do if this doesn't work out? And it's like, what do you mean if it doesn't work out? Of course it's gonna work out. I'm going to do this. This is just my thing. Like I knew that since I was a really young teenager. I'm like, yo, I'm going to do music. And people are like, well, you need a side B. You need a backup plan. And I'm like,
a side B.
My backup plan is I'm going to still do some, like, if I don't make it as an artist, I'll be a producer. If I'm not a producer, I'm still in some kind of way of music, but I know I'm going to do music. You know what I mean? That's it. There's no safety net. There's no going back for me.
Yeah.
It's like nowadays I look around.
If anything, just
And it's funny because I look around now at all the people who I've met, all the people who I work with, all the people who I associate with, and it's like, I'm really an artist now. So that's dope.
That's awesome. That's definitely awesome. So I guess I'm not the only one in the conversation that's told someone to Google them.
No.
Okay, that's the day I was able to say that to one of my family members.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you, like I don't know if you've watched Lucifer, but I might have sprouted wings that day. Just poof.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
You know what I mean?
I know the feeling.
Motherfuckers looking at me like, who are you to take me to Google? Oh damn.
Yes. I'm that guy.
And now if you Google Expose the North, it should be the first thing that pops up.
There you go.
So you know what I mean? So
it's funny because like recently, since I released this EP, a lot of people have been like who've never met me before, will never introduce me. They was like, hey man, I heard a glimpse of what you do. Like I want to hear more. Can you send me some music? And it's like, send you? Like, Google it. It's literally on every platform. Everything where you could possibly want to find it, it's there. You know, so it's like
I hear that, but as a DJ, as a DJ producer, whatever, multimedia, what have you, I find like it more honorable to be able to say that I got the music directly from the artist in whatever means we exchange it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
these
you know what I mean?
These weren't DJs. They just they were just like
they need to
like give me the song. I'm like, well, go out. It's out there. I don't have to give it to you. I mean, like if you want it, like if you, I guess it's all in the approach and the verbiage. Because there's one way of saying it to just be like, you know what? It's like how you said it, like, man, I want the artist to send it to me. That would be dope. And it's like, you know what? I'll send you my whole catalog, bro. Like, I'll give you a torrent file, rare file. I'll send you every song I've ever worked on if you word it right. But if you just say like, hey man, like I heard one song from you, where can I find the rest? It's like everywhere. And if it's not there, send me an email or DM me a message and I'll put it there.
Yeah, it's like you're right. I was talking to Johnny Armani not too long ago. We were filming for one of his videos, and he said it's all in the wordage because we're on the way back and traffic was thick, and he's just like, "Yo, man, just jump on the 407." I'm like, "Bruh, I'm in the wife's van. I ain't trying to explain to her that I got a ticket on her van for any reason. Nah, you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, she's not like a demon bitch from hell or nothing. She's a very loving woman, but I don't want to see that side, so I don't provoke it.
I get you.
You know what I mean?
Trust and believe.
So-
I get you.
So I go, okay. So he's like, nah, man, it's all in the words. If you said like we pitched $20 toward 7 feet, then it won't come off as bad as if you just say we were on the 7 and it cost $20. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you right.
Yeah.
We still driving the QEW though. I couldn't bring myself to do it. I was just like, I was there and I leaned. Like the part of me that knew I had it in my account was going this way. The part of me that wanted for something else went that way.
Yeah. It's like, look, I'm not trying to explain this. I don't even want to have this as a conversation. We're gonna go this way.
No, it's gonna be beer anxiety the whole time I'm waiting for it. Just I don't know when it's coming.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And it could come at the height of great things happening and just make it go pew.
Yeah. Because anybody who's ever been in a relationship knows, like, all it takes is that one, and it completely spoils the moment. Everything that was going on before it is now null and void. You know what I mean?
It just, no. I remember one time, and I talk about this all the time. I remember this one time I made a joke. Actually, no, it was over a period of time. I made a series of jokes about sleeping on the couch, and to no fault of her own, I ended up sleeping on. I'm a bad sleeper. I toss, I turn. I'm fighting demons in my sleep. Dick just
dragon slaying.
Dragon slaying, all of that. You know what I mean? So, and she goes, like, she has a regimen. So I sleep when I fall asleep. She sleeps at specific times. So it's like, all right, cool. So it eventually ended up where I didn't want to disturb her, so I just fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
And like it just kept happening that way for like a couple weeks. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not even joking about that anymore. We're not joking about things we don't want to have happen because it just happens and no. So like it's funny, like gratefulness or gratitude. That was part of the conversation that we're gonna be having when Alicia jump on at 7. If you're still around, that would be great. If not, I understand, life happens. But it's one of those things where I find, correct me if I'm wrong, when you're in a good place, good things happen.
Indeed. But
to get to that good place, sometimes it's a challenge.
Agreed.
It's like, I mean, I'll even liken it to going on a hike. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You have your hills and your valleys, your terrain changes and all of that stuff, your ledges, your open grounds. And then you have perils where it's just like, okay, it's only a peril if I don't navigate it the right way. But if I don't navigate it the right way, it's a motherfucking peril.
Yeah, that's a version. That is definitely a version.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
like,
so
I've come to realize though, like you're always in a good position for something. And you, like Steve Jobs once said, like, you can't connect the dots looking forward, only looking back. Like, there were things that I'm sure we've all been through that at the time it seemed like, damn, this is perilous. This is one of those situations where it's like, I don't know how I'm gonna bounce back from or get out of and get back on course. Yep. And then you look back and it was like, if it wasn't for that one stupid situation, I wouldn't have got into this great situation. So it's just like, you know, you always got to be happy about the places that you are, even if it's not where you think you ought to be, because you never know what it's going to lead to, you know?
Yes. Yeah. I hope no, right. And even looking at that, where I've come in the last decade, you know what I mean? I knew I could get to because, again, the business plan.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how I was going to get. And one of my things that I put into the universe, I said, I want to live on an island. I didn't specify the climate of the island or where the island was or anything. I said, I want to live on an island. The area I currently reside in is on the map known as Merritt Island.
There you go. But
that happened within 2 years.
But that
happened within 2 years of thought.
That's also another big thing. You have to be really specific when you put things out into the universe. So for everybody watching who has those affirmations, make sure those affirmations are really specific.
Yes. It's like wishing with it. I liken it to wishing from a genie.
Exactly.
We all watched Aladdin.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody come through the 90s without watching some of that Disney shit.
Specifically a genie with a sense of humor, because life definitely has a sense of humor and a sense of irony.
Doesn't it? But yo, real talk though, if we're talking about affirmations and all that stuff, okay. In May, I said I want to do an event in August.
Yeah.
But the climate was kind of finicky.
Got you.
And I said, again, talking to the universe, said to Mother Nature, I know I don't litter, recycle. I try not to pollute as much. But if you can do me a solid and make sure on the 21st that it's a good day, weather-wise, you know what I mean? I got you.
Right?
Except for them yellow jackets. Them yellow jackets is a motherfucker. But I'm there the whole time, bro. Like, the day came, it was a wonderful day. And then it started to rain. But it was a sun shower.
Okay.
But after it rained, it got a little bit cooler.
Nice.
Right? And people were complaining about how hot it was.
There you go.
So I'm like, okay. The show it didn't interrupt the show. We just threw everything out, like pulled the baseball, Major League Baseball, throw everything under a tarp, call it a day, you know what I mean? And then it rained for maybe like 5 minutes. We waited another 10. It stopped, the clouds passed, the sky opened back up, took everything out, boom, showing off mint.
Look at that.
To top it off. And I gotta give special shout outs to everybody who came there, because only took me 10 minutes to finish cleaning up the backyard, and the backyard that we were in is about the size of 3/4 of a football field.
Nice. That is awesome. That is awesome.
I told them, I said to as many people as I could, look, I want to be like this. This has got to be like Phineas and Ferb. We're gonna do it, and then we're gonna make it look like it was never done.
That's sidebar. I love your references, man.
I appreciate love that, man. I appreciate love that. I say appreciate love and not appreciate because I spoke to Lizzie Dread, and he said, you know what? There's too much hate in the world. We need to appreciate love each other. So,
yeah, 100%.
Yes. So now, where are you from, and how long have you been doing this?
I am from Jamaica, Queens, the borough, not the island.
Yeah.
I only say that because I've had a lot of interviews lately, and one of them, it was just like, wait, so do you do reggae music? It's like, no, the borough of New York, not the island. But yeah, I do. But yeah, but
yeah, not because.
Yeah.
All right.
And I've been doing this since the 90s.
Go ahead. 90, okay. All right. Nice. Jamaica, Queens. Isn't that where you're from?
Yep. Some of the biggest artists in hip hop actually are from Queens.
Yeah, wasn't isn't LL from Queens?
Yes, he is.
Okay. I want to know that that's Biggie's Bed-Stuy.
Yeah, definitely Brooklyn.
I want to say Nas.
Nas is definitely from Queens.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, you're right, definitely. I know my brother bumped into him one time on the set for Get Rich or Die Trying, I think it was.
Okay. Yeah, because they shot that in Canada.
But yeah. And so, but yeah, apparently he's not the same guy he is on camera, off camera. That's all he said to me. I don't know where to go from that. I don't know where to go from that.
That could be a positive or a negative. I don't know.
I think he meant it in a positive. Like, I think he meant it more positive in the sense of he's not as standoffish or put offish. But, yeah. he's more approachable than he appears. There we go.
Yeah, I could see that.
Now that I remember what he said.
I could see that.
Yeah. I mean, what he's doing with what he's doing since that. I mean, with Power and the book series, it's like
and the BMF series he has coming up.
Yep.
Man's doing huge things.
Yes, exactly. And you know what I mean? He's another example of, hey,
perfect example.
I can get something. Yes, I can get something from someone, do what I need to do with it, give it back to them, and then do what I have to do for myself.
Yeah. And like bringing it back to full circle to jump off of what we were saying before, it's funny because I remember when 50 got signed and he came out with he was going to come out with the album. He came out with like 2 songs on the Into Deep soundtrack. Then he got shot.
Okay.
The label dropped him. And, you know, it's kind of like how we were saying. It's like, yo, you get in that position that it's like, how do I get back from this? And he spawned from that to, you know, doing mixtapes and like revolutionizing the way that people do mixtapes because, you know, they weren't doing it like that. Then like he was literally just remaking everybody's song who was hot. And then he went from that to getting a deal with Shady and completely finagled that into what he's doing now. It's just like,
bro, like if we're just let's keep talking about that. Getting the deal with Shady, dropping the album on Shady Aftermath, then signing Game.
And not to mention, 50 got signed for one of the bigger contracts for a rap artist ever.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes.
Like he was getting Michael Jackson numbers for that contract. It was like, oh.
Yeah. Then starting some of the most notorious beefs and conflicts in the industry.
100%. Shout out to 50.
and then the masterpiece, doing exactly what he made fun of those artists for doing better than that.
Yeah. 100%. Shout out to 50.
50 is no game. And then on top of it, like I followed a bit of his career. I'm not gonna lie. So then from there, I found this one of the biggest issues, like not issues, but interesting points. The conflict he had with Mobb Deep, God rest his soul, the product, and the fact that he then signed them.
Yeah.
How do you bury somebody and then resurrect them? What? No. Jeez. You know what I mean? And they don't talk about that. He's just some thug from the street that used to sell drugs. You know what I mean? They don't talk about his psychological acumen.
And just to think, like where he came from to who he was to who he is, it's like no one could have seen that coming.
Nope.
No one.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure right now there's a bunch of people out there like, how in the fuck did y'all let him do this? Like, but he did it. You know, there's a teacher out there. Somebody from Columbia definitely had to get fired for letting him go as an artist.
Oh,
somebody had to get fired. Somebody was really nursing that. Like, I had 50. I signed him. I let him go. Like,
bro, you want to know one that burns me to this day? Oh my gosh. Okay, because we're talking, it's the similar camp. Okay, fuck. And yes, significant things have happened to me since high school, including but not limited to having a child, getting married, establishing myself in not only politics, but music and technological industries. But this is one of those ones where I look back on and it's just like, fuck, bro, really? Okay, so I'm in school.
Right.
I'm at Pickering High, English class. Okay. I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay. The gentleman right here, this far from me. Okay. A very humble gentleman. All right. So I'm loud, I'm brazen, I'm obnoxious. I don't give a fuck. I'm new to the school. I'm from Toronto. You ain't saying nothing to me. I don't give a damn who you are. What's up? You know what I mean? Just in a general sense, not specifically towards any one person, but that's just me.
I get it.
So then one day, my dude comes up to me because I established myself a few, like, the previous weeks as the new guy, but, you know, someone you can really talk to.
Yeah.
So my dude comes up to me with some instrumentals on a CD. This is how far back it goes. We're on CD. He has his Discman, and it's like one of the newer top of the line Discmans, you know. So I'm like, okay, cool, you know. Pop the beat in my ear. I'm like, yeah, man, you know. Pop the next one in my ear. I'm like, oh shit. Pop the third one in my ear. I start freestyling, and when I start freestyling to a beat, I know that hit my soul, right? So I'm there, and I'm just like, yo, man. And I'm like, he already had his skill. He already had his talent. He already had his character. He is already humble. I just said to him, you know what? If you keep making beats like this, Lord only knows where you're going to end up.
Where did he end up?
The man's name, well, the man is now known by the moniker Boy Wonder. Nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm sitting here and I'm just like, I'm here, like multi-platinum.
Yeah, that guy.
Multimedia madman. Yeah, like, and like, I'm sure to this day, if I would have sent him a message and say, what's up? I'd get at least a simple what's up back, but he's so busy, don't want to interrupt him. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there and it's just like, these conversations, as candid as they are, you never know.
That's true.
Where they're going to lead. And like I said, it was just I heard it, I acknowledged it, I recognized it, and look where it is. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Funny how life works, man. And
I should have asked him for the fucking CD.
Like, yeah, because you imagine if you had that now? Like, it's like, still got it, bro. Still got it.
The worst part is, like, I had the choice to, like, there was an opportunity to work with him that I missed out on because I was working with someone else, and then that someone else didn't treat me with the same regard as this one. So, like, my vengeance went towards acting on someone else instead of just being civil and just leaving it and going. Man, fast forward. Let's fast forward a little bit, okay? This is part of the reason why my show is called The Theterrell Effect. Okay. The backstory is our prime minister was a real dickbag. I didn't like the way he was running the country. I started a war on capitalism. I told the governing offices that we were going to get him kicked out. I gave him a timeline to act in accordance or to resign. He didn't do either, so I just went online and started a whole promotional campaign that led people to understanding he wasn't the right choice. So that was the Theterrell effect in that aspect. But in this regard, going back to the whole Boy Wonder thing and how he works with certain people and whatnot, I went to a basketball game. And you know how Drake's big on basketball. The ambassador for the Raptors and shit. So I'm not gonna lie, I took a page out of his book and I started messing with our local basketball team, the Niagara River Lions. It worked for him. Why can't it work for me?
Why not?
so I started, going to games and shit, and going in the upper decks and whatnot, watching the crowd, and I start liking it. So we got season tickets and whatnot, but this is after. So then I sign up for a contest. And the contest is you get to shoot from half court.
Okay.
Under God's divine glory, somehow they picked the sixth time I signed up.
Wow.
So I'm there. I walk onto the court, and it was so much anxiety, bro. I'm walking around the bowl. I walked all the way around the stadium. I had that much time to say, oh, God, am I really doing this? This is me. I'm about to do this. We're going to pull a This Is Us and jump back 6 months.
Wow.
Okay? We started going to the gym, my wife and I, my family and I. I play basketball. I'm shooting around, shoot my three-pointers, shoot my free throw shots. Then I start shooting from half court.
Yeah.
Wife's like, why shooting from there? Said, you never know
Yeah.
You never know if I'm gonna get in a contest where I can shoot from half court. Fast forward back to the time. Fast forward back to where we are. So I get on the court now. I'm wearing my pumps, Reebok pumps. Got that one pump. Got that two pump. Bop, bop. Bounce the ball twice. I take the shot. All you hear is, oh, hits the rim.
Ooh.
Oh, bounces to the right. I'm like, no. And everyone's like, oh, deflate.
Wow.
So just like, yeah, to this day, I'm still the closest to the net.
Wow.
So everybody congratulates me on the way back and whatever. Yeah. In my head, fuck this shit. I'm going to make that basket.
Word.
So I go to the gym the next day. You know what? Making the basket isn't enough. I'm going to make this basket backwards. Half court. Boom. Boom. Shooting. 27 shots in. Boom. And I'm saying how many shots it took to see if he actually tells us how many shots it took on his side. But I tag the River Lions. I tag the Raptors. Tag the YMCA. I put it on Twitter. Later that evening, my dude Drake is on TV taking trick shots from the bleachers in his basketball court.
Wow.
Now, far be it from me, an everyday citizen, to think that I can affect the life of someone of that magnitude. But if I never seen you do something before, and then I do it, and then I see it done.
Like, it's a little bit more than a coincidence, I would say.
I would say as much. Oh man, so you know, like, and I'm only saying that to you to say, for the amount of time you've been doing it, who knows how many people have seen you do it and been influenced by what you've done.
Yeah. It's like every now and again, I'll get like a random message, or like I'll bump into someone who like I've coached. The funny thing is, right, musically, there's been no one who I've like showed how to do music or like introduced them like to how to do lyrics, how to do songs, how to do production that were actually successful. Like they were all like, they're all doing their thing. And I'm like, man, I'm happy. That's awesome. That's amazing. I'm glad you found something that you like, that you love, and you're doing it.
Yeah.
May you never work a day in your life. Hell yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Get it. Like, and that's the thing. And it's, for me, it's not just music though. It's like, fuck, you an accountant, bro? You crunching them numbers? Fuck, you welded, fam? You in the tank, son?
See, but you know, the only difference is though, it's like, all right, so with music, it's like, we're really like, it's so big, but yet at the same time, the amount of people who are actually doing it is a really small community. So it's like, we actually will like run into each other and be like, oh, I remember you from. But it's like, you show somebody how to do like, you know, like, wow, this is how you're going to buy your house. And it's like, you probably won't see him again or ever hear about it, even though like in their circle, they'll be like praising you like, man, like if it wasn't for this, but you just never hear about it. That's the funny thing.
You know, I've never thought about that. Yeah. I've always been like, where my roses at, man? Like, I swear I gave you the soil, I gave you the seeds, like I told you where to get the water from, bro. Like, I can't get a rose, not even a thorn, son, not even a thorn.
But look, if you look at it this way, right? So technically, it could be you're getting your flowers from the universe, because apparently every time you say something, it comes to fruition. So that's the universe giving you your flowers.
I'm glad you confirmed that, because I'm telling you, these last few months, I've been sitting here like, is it me? Boom, drop somebody. Is it me? No, it's not you, because 3-4 somebody's come back. Yeah. Drop one somebody again. 4 somebody's replaced it. It's just like, so it's not me. If it was me and I dropped somebody, then I wouldn't be picked up. You know what I mean? Like, between this and the other podcast, the Terrell Effect, I have, 358 episodes.
Wow. Okay.
I do this one and the Terrell Effect every week. This one, sometimes I miss a week here or there. The Terrell Effect has been 250 consecutive weeks.
Yeah, you definitely got to get flowers for that.
You know what I mean? And the thing is, I spend the whole time giving flowers to people. You know what I mean? I have my stand, here you go. You know what I mean? Like Young Craze, phenomenal artists. I mentioned them before. Johnny Armani, he's actually out of Buffalo, living north side now. LG, man can't go anywhere and cook without cooking jerk chicken and having me hear about it. Like every time the man cooks jerk chicken, I hear about it from somebody for weeks until he does it again. I'm telling you. And he's just as good behind the microphone. You know what I mean? Like, we got Lucky Bantan. Oh man, he's an international artist. #1 song of the year in Germany, artist of the year in Germany, living in America, you know what I mean? From Jamaica, doing massive things. Stevie Dread, who's his manager, Jennifer Cheshire, PR, Antoinette Brown. Like, these are all people that I was talking with earlier today. You know what I mean? Shout out to Greg as well. These are all part of the team action, the team that we formed to have weekly meetings and discuss the developments of the past week and what needs to happen in the coming week. And I recommend anybody trying to do anything of significance, establish a team of at least 5 people that they can bounce their ideas off of and get ideas from, and make sure your strengths support the weaknesses of the others. You know what I mean?
And I think that's a huge thing that people miss out on. And I don't mean like just people like in the music business or just in business in general. Like, I think everyone misses out on the fact that, like, to be a leader or part of a team, like, you don't have to know everything. In fact, it's okay. You know, like, as a person who's owned like many businesses, like, I won't hire people because it's like, oh, well, they can do everything. It's just like, well, can you do this one thing really well? Then that's the thing that I need you for. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And everything else is like, well, you don't have to be proficient at everything else. I can get someone else to be proficient at that. I just need you to be good at the thing that you're good at.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, and that is one of the things that I noticed with this team. It's, you broke it down to a T. It's like X knows 1, 2, 3, Y knows 4, 5, 6, Z knows, you know what I mean, 7, 8, 9, and then they all come together and say, hey, the next number is 10.
Yeah. And then everything from there just happens organically. And what's better than that? I've never met anything better than that in my whole entire life. Like, when things happen organically.
Yes. Even like, and like, oh man, that's why the person-to-person interaction, as limited as it's been over these last several months, is still my go-to where it comes. Because if I meet you in person, chances are you're gonna tell somebody about me. If you see me online, you're just gonna keep scrolling.
Yeah, it's possible.
Unless I'm doing something. Like, I find, like, some days I'll just literally, I'll do a podcast, I'll just animate myself like this. You know what I mean? So people will tune in and see what I'm talking about. And I could be talking the same way I'm talking right now to you. But because I see the hand gestures and everything, they're like, oh shit, it must be animated. That's why. You know what I mean?
Clickbait.
Clickbait.
It's like, wait, why did Hayes just do that? We got to finish watching this. What were they talking about? I have no idea, bro. I had to go back and rewatch the whole video.
Oh man, I'm telling you, it's big, bro. It's big, man. Like, that track right there, that set the tone. So, how many releases do you have, if you even count that anymore?
Solo projects? Actually, I only have about like 3 solo projects, weirdly enough. Like most of my time is actually spent working on other people's stuff and featuring and doing production, which is fun.
I can, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, honestly, I'm thinking as I asked that question, I'm thinking, yeah, I have one solo album, one remixed solo album, and I just dropped a EP on my birthday.
There you go.
July 22nd. That's
Happy belated.
A collabo EP. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did a collabo EP. Just like, but I have a catalog of music that I have to go through and take the verses that I like and either re-record them on another song or just edit that song so the people I'm no longer working with aren't in it and just make that a snippet.
Yeah.
it's like that's so much work. Why don't I just make new music?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I mean? Like, why am I gonna go back into the nah?
But yeah,
I figured that out.
But it's definitely fun though, you know. And that's the most important part about it. As long as you're having fun, it's all good.
Definitely. Oh man. So, what is like? How has COVID affected you?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Look, I was in the music industry. I stepped back because it was like I saw. How do you say it? I saw a missing link in, you know, what me, my company, my family, like my brothers, and I seen what everybody around me was doing, and it was like we're missing something. So I went to school to learn about it, to learn more about it. Okay. So I can approach problems from a different angle. The whole time I was in school, I was in college, I was not able to do music the way I was accustomed to doing it. Because, I mean, I was at a rate where we were doing like 5 songs a day. Like producing, writing, recording, mixing 5 songs a day, minimum.
That's mad.
Right? And it went from that to like hardly ever doing any music. And it was like, this is such a weird life because I'm not used to this. This is the thing that I love. And it's like, I kind of did this to myself, but it's like, but I am enjoying what I'm learning. So I got to finish this. You know, I want to see it through. Yeah. Soon as I graduate, I'm like, fine, great. I'm back to the races. Send him email, call, text message, everybody. Hayes is back. Let's do this. COVID stopped everything.
Oh no!
Everything. I graduated. My last class, my last semester was December 2019. COVID came in March. So before I could even walk, because I didn't even get a chance to walk for my ceremony, COVID was here. And I was like, no more tours. Studios are shut down. Stores are shut down. Everything is online. And I'm like, man, I wanted to see everybody again in person. I wanted to start doing like how we, and it was like, yeah, no, you don't get to do that. Nah, the world is different now. And the worst part about that, right, is because then everybody was like, all right, well, we're going to just sit in the house and do music. So everybody's doing music from home, right? All of my equipment stopped working.
No.
And then I had to purchase new equipment. And if anybody knows about buying equipment or anything during COVID, the shipping time was retarded. Like, it was horrible. Like, I ordered it maybe that February. I didn't get most of the stuff until May.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was complaining like, fuck, bro. And I'm sitting here like, I have to wait 6 weeks. I'm just like,
yeah. I had to wait months. Months. Even the company were like, damn, why is it taking so long? And I'm like, I remember, right? And then it's not like during regular times, because, you know, in the regular world, it goes about over 2 weeks, and it's like, I spent way too much money to be waiting this long. Like, if y'all need to ship another one, if y'all need to ship it to a store, if, you know, someone needs to from the company come deliver it to me personally, I don't care. But I spent way too much money on equipment to be waiting. But during COVID, it's just like, no, I get it. It's like, I get it.
No, I understand they're understaffed, but that's people to get in the way. Just put it on the truck. Just put it on the truck. Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, we're different, man. Because so I didn't give none of these big businesses. I gave them no blind. Oh, we have COVID. Y'all motherfuckers act like you didn't know this was about to happen before it happened. You just told us, nah, I ain't even trying that. Everybody wants to use this excuse, so I fucked around and tried it one time. You know, like send some paperwork in. Oh well, you know, it's probably COVID shipping time. I don't know. Shit.
I honestly stole that from the businesses, like things that I know I could have done already, and I was just like taking my time on them. Like, yeah, man, COVID, man. Like, what?
Yep.
My bad.
Yep, straight up.
COVID. I'll get you next month. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I only go out once a week. What, COVID?
Yeah.
Fully well know I'm 4 times a week. No. But like that's the thing. Like as an entrepreneur, we have to take risks.
Yeah.
Other businesses don't because they have backing. It's like I've been online before COVID. So now that everybody else is online, some of them still don't know how to maintain an online presence, and they're fizzling back now that everything's opening back up again, but leaving their online niche or the online audience, wondering what's going on. So it's just like, no, you gotta keep digging. You gotta keep trudging through. It's like this year, by the looks of it, we're not gonna have our annual music awards.
Yeah. A lot of things are not coming back anytime soon, if ever.
Yeah. And it's just like, wow.
Yeah. Very unfortunate. Very sad.
Yeah, it's terrible because there's a lot of people looking forward to that. You know what I mean? There's some people who have been putting out extraneous efforts to, you know what I mean, get that workflow going, and now it's just like
I'm not gonna call out any specifics, labels, name, but like they canceled their whole touring arm of the business, like, and I mean like one of the major record labels, like everybody who was employed that go on tours, usually none of them have a job.
Oh shit.
And it's like, bro, you know how many people that is? That's like a small country. Y'all just put on the unemployment line.
I know myself, for the event that we put on the 21st, I had like at least, and that was a stationary event, I had at least 8 to 15 people working.
Yeah.
And that was a stationary event with, I think, 6 to 8 performers.
Yeah.
And like we had 3-4 barbecues going.
Yeah. So imagine how it must be for the people who worked on, like, you know, like
if you have 8 people per artist and you have like 80 artists.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. And that's
not counting wardrobe and that's not counting wardrobe and makeup and like
logistics.
The backstage crew and logistics and
the people who are doing the merch, everybody. Nobody has a job this summer. Like, it was bad. And then a lot of the venues who were doing like smaller artists, and like a lot of them, they weren't able to hold on, and some of them won't be back.
Yep. We had a few shut down, like a few venues shut down up here and had to relocate. Like, it's madness. And like, and then you have stores like Walmart that, like, this is like a mosquito bite to them. You know what I mean? Like, it's bonkers.
Yeah, but you know, this is the new normal, unfortunately.
If we could even call it that.
I mean, it's apt.
No, it is. I mean, we're on our well, actually, it's calming down now, thankfully. But we're on our 4th wave up here.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, aren't your arms tired yet?
Apparently not.
Well, wait. They're like, one wave is good enough for me. Like, if I see you, oh, there you go. That's the one wave. Hey, now my dude's just flailing his arm and shit. Like, he ain't.
But it's like I was just talking to my girlfriend about this last night. I'm like, it's weird because it kind of reminds me of like that whole like AIDS epidemic. Like, no one knew exactly what the hell it was, where it came from, how it was like doing what it was doing. It was just like a whole lot of questions, not a lot of answers, and people just started assuming shit, and then everybody just panicked. Like, you couldn't even you couldn't even touch anybody with fear of AIDS. Like, it was crazy. And that's
I remember that. That was fun.
Yeah, right? Shit.
That was that messed up a lot of my childhood. It really did.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's like it's funny because we talk about it, right? But then you imagine, like, before our generations, it's like, bro, you had people like in the 70s and the 60s, bro, they were doing free love. I didn't get to see any of that. There was not free love when I was fucking around. There was better wear a condom. Like,
yep.
You're gonna get some shit that penicillin can't solve, brother.
Yep.
It was different. Yep. It was different. When I look back, I look back at these old movies and newsreels and shit. It's like, why come we didn't get a Woodstock like that? I mean, we had a Woodstock, but it wasn't like that one. Like, what the fuck?
Nah. Their Woodstock was like a giant orgy with music.
Yeah, and acid.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like the drugs are like, you could probably do acid and go to work back in that day. Now you do acid, you're overdosing because someone had to fuck with it.
Yeah, because it's human nature. We just can't leave well enough alone.
Can't leave well enough alone. Like I said it, and I'm not gonna deny. If it was up to me, there's some shit that never would have been discovered.
Yeah.
I know I heard it from a comedian. I just can't remember which one, but I agree with that motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm definitely in agreement with that shit.
Yeah, it was just like nuclear warhead. Not this, brother.
Yeah, not at all.
You mean I gotta mess with something that could blow up in front of me? No.
Yeah.
You know how long it took me to fuck up? I've owned my Jeep for like 6-7 years. I took my sound system out of my Jimmy.
Yeah.
I have 2 12-inch kickers that are, you know what I mean? So, and they sat in my basement for like 4 or 5 years. I said, I'm not putting anything in this car until I pay for it, until I own it fully.
Makes sense.
I've owned it fully for like 2-3 years now. And because it has to do with electrical, I said, if it's combustible, I ain't fucking with it unless I have someone on standby to make sure that my ass doesn't blow up. It's that simple. So I finally overcome this whatever you want to call it. Say, I'm going to do it myself. Forget it. I don't need nobody here. Take my negative terminal off.
Right.
Go make all the connections in the car. All right. Put my negative terminal back on. Fucking smoke starts coming right out of the wire that I just finished putting over the thing. I'm standing there like, what the quickly unscrew the fucking negative terminal back. I look around and I'm just like, okay.
See, this is why I didn't want to do this. That's why I didn't want to do it. Why does somebody do this?
Exactly. I look around, and it turns out that I may have distracted the guy who was working on the amp before. Because I said specifically, make sure you put the cables back this way and this way. He's like, I got it. This one goes here, this one goes there. I'm like, all right, cool. Everything. So I didn't even look at it a second time because he said he knew. Bro, I have it working, but it was just one of those things where I'm grateful I have such quick reaction time.
Remember, like Smokey said, only you can prevent forest fires, man.
Only, you know what I mean? For real. Okay, so we have we have another guest.
Okay.
Alicia has popped in, and we're going to bring her in. Hello, hello.
Hi, Hazernomical.
How you doing?
Hello,
Hey.
hello.
How's it going?
Oh, another day.
I hear you.
True. Oh man. So yes, we actually, you know what? We had a very good we're having a good conversation, and we have touched base on how gratitude can influence. I want to say influence your outcome.
Yeah.
100%. It's amazing what gratitude can do. Just the most disastrous situations you're in, and then all of a sudden you see some gleaming hope, and it keeps you going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt the conversation. You seem to have a really good flow there.
No, we wanted to get you involved too, because like this is definitely something that I think you have contributions that you can make towards,
for sure.
where it comes to that book that you were showing me. I forgot the name of it, but the cover, I know we're not supposed to judge a book by one, but it looks really interesting.
Okay.
When people say that, do they really believe that though? Like you can't judge a book by its cover? Because we judge books by covers all the time. That's why we have this great art on the cover.
Yeah.
Books, video games, you name it.
I was, I was reading it this morning, and all I remember is dragons, unicorns. Okay, so it's the Guardian Gateway. And the Guardian Gateway is basically that you have guardians with you at all times, right? So it's a spiritual realm, it's different dimensions. And if you can imagine it, then it really exists in the imaginal realm. And so she basically kind of rolled her eyes, like unicorns and dragons, right? Like who would have thought they were actually real? But then every time she would actually ask for their protection, they would show up in this mythical, magical way of she wants to live her life. She decides like she's going to write this book on how they actually are guardians. If you're going to pray to angels, or if you're going to ask for their help, then why can't the tree spirits and unicorns and dragons be some kind of symbolic way of asking for help as well? So it's just expanding your disbelief. And it's really that the creative energy is a spiritual psychic one. You can't create something and have faith alone without really understanding how your creative process works. And I'm really believing that, musicians and artists, they get hearing something, seeing something before it becomes reality. They understand that creative process more than anybody else. And as storytellers and writers, I'm understanding that process is very similar. Like we hear it, you see it, and where does that inspiration come from? Who's guiding the intuition? It's spiritual. It is.
Yeah, 100%. Like as an artist, you nailed it on the head right there, because I honestly don't know where any of this comes from.
Exactly.
For real, fam. No, I sat down one day, like I produce as well. There's a few things that I do, and just like I'll sit down on my computer, and then it's just like, okay, yeah, that too. I agree, and then I'm storing sounds together, and then all of a sudden I have a composition. It's just like, where did those sounds come from?
It's like, I liken it to remembering something that never happened. It's like, how? What? Like having a dream about a place you've never been. It's like, how did I come up with this? Who?
Yes.
Who introduced me to this?
Yes.
But yeah.
It's really channeling from the divine. Yeah. That's what it is. It's like you are the magician to bring forth something from a different realm into the 3D dimension. And it's like, holy crap. I never thought that was actually a thing until just recently. Like COVID had to close off everything in my life for this to come forward.
Funny how that works.
You know what? That's sometimes you just have to like shut down everything else to figure out what's possible. It's like meditation.
Well, that's it.
Almost.
It's the pause before the inspiration. It's the quiet before the burst of creative creativity.
The eureka.
That's what it is.
The eureka moment. Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to go to sleep.
Yep.
Oh, I know, because meditation is that theta realm, just in between sleep and wake. That's the dream state, man. You're trying to recreate it all the time through meditation. Oh, relax. Oh, just like ease yourself into it. You're trying to put yourself to sleep. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. It's true.
Focus on your breathing.
Meditating into sleep is one of the best ways to actually go to sleep. Like, you take even like a 10-15 minutes and just, you know what I mean, clear your mind. And like, before you start meditating, write down the list of things, that like 5 to 10 things on your mind that's pressing. And then apparently I have a pack of hyenas in my backyard. And then,
seriously?
Whoa.
No, my daughter is playing with some neighborhood kids, so they came close back.
Okay.
And you call them hyenas? You're awful.
If you could hear how they sound right now, that's actually the nice side of it. It's like 8 different voices kind of combined at the same time.
Like,
they're good. They're good kids,
I was scared for you for a second. I'm like, Did I call
the wolves or something on your doorstep? They're coming for David.
Yeah, like, should I call someone? Should I alert someone? Like, do you need to go deal with that?
Oh, good.
My bad.
Oh man. No, the sound just came out of nowhere. It literally sounded like we were talking about Latin earlier, but Disney. It literally sounded like the pack of hyenas coming close. I'm just like, all right, cool. But but if you write down the 5 most pressing things on your mind and then put it down on a list and then meditate for like 15 minutes before you go to sleep, you'll find that it's a little bit more tranquilizing than just trying to go to sleep. Well, I find anyways.
Well, yeah, because you're allowing somebody else to deal with it. You're like, you've written it down and you forget about it. Yeah, let God deal with that. I don't need to deal with that right now.
I 100% want to be able to do that so bad. Every time I try to do that, like, music ends up coming to my brain. It's like it starts thinking about lines and rhymes and words and music, and it's like, wait, no, I just want to go to sleep. But then it's like, oh, but that's a good one though. That's a good, like, all right, I'm just gonna wake up, I'm just gonna write that down, and I'll be going back to sleep.
Yep.
And yeah, that's not how that works.
Yeah. Okay. See, then you would be more of a medium than a clairvoyant.
Yeah, right. But so what I've learned to do though, it's like I'll go and I'll put on like meditative music, and that blocks out me from thinking about other stuff because I just fall into the zone of that.
Okay. What style of music do you prefer to listen to?
Like, literally, I have a friend that actually makes these musics, and he's like, he studies your chakra and talks to you and goes through the whole thing, and he's like, well, here, this is music for you. This is what you need in your life. And I'm like, yeah, I did. Thank you.
Awesome. Oh, that is so amazing.
That is great. Yeah, because each chakra does have a frequency. So, and depending on, like, if you have a blockage, like, even so much your posture affects how your chakras work.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love how you guys are like yogis already. Like, I just love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, namaste, man. I'm all about it.
Oh man. So yeah, planes of existence. I was talking about that yesterday with Greg, and consciousness, the plane of existence that we exist on, and the plane that is just beyond it. It's like you could literally almost reach into it if you can envision it. That is the plane within which all of our inhibitions go, kind of thing. Like the thoughts that we think but don't act on, that's where they all go. And then they come back to us at some point in our rest.
Mm-hmm.
And it's our decision as to whether or not we want to continue that cycle and act in that manner or change something so that, we have a different desired outcome.
Yeah.
Oh man, I see so much, and it's just like so much that happens, and it's just like, wow, I can't believe I thought that, or you know what I mean? I can't believe I'm a part of it.
But,
you know what I mean?
Believe it, because only you have that seed in you to grow. Like, I don't have that, right? It's only destined for you. Like, it's predetermined of why you have that.
Yeah.
100%.
We were just talking about how, we were just talking about like seeing things and happening, and it's just like even with the magazine, that was part of my 20-year plan from 2007.
Crazy.
But there are going to be people who try to take credit for it now.
How if they're not writing every single month in it, or like distributing it every single month and hustling for ads, like how can they take credit?
He said, I can't explain.
You know how I can explain it. Okay, it's like this, because there are people who think because they contribute work, like because they were there when it happened, that they're the reason it happened.
Got you.
Yes.
I get it.
Yes.
I get it.
I was one of those people for a bit of time. You know what I mean? And I realized that presence doesn't make it so.
You actually have to do something, though. You can't just be witnessing something like you did something. Like, I don't get it.
Well, he wrote the first one, but after that, everything was put on my plate. So it was just like, okay, I'm hungry anyways. Oh shit, you don't want that either? Okay. I did need to gain a couple of pounds. All right, cool, I'll take that. Then it got down to the point where it was just an ungrateful individual. I think it was, because no matter what was done for the person, they just, like, the words thank you didn't seem to resonate very well. It was just an expectation of continual contribution.
Like, I don't know. I started to notice I see that a lot more often. Like, that's happening way more than it used to. It's almost like people are just randomly like expecting things that we used to be thankful for.
You bring me to your studio, right? You let me sit in your chair. You let me use your program. Right. You bring to me your artists. Who's really doing the work?
Yeah.
Okay, but I have more value because I sit in this chair. I sit in your chair, so I have more value than you.
I mean, well, it is a very special chair, you know.
No, but yeah, I guess.
I mean, that's why I used to sit in it. It's special, you know. It's magical powers, man. It does awesome things.
It must. So I was just like, and even in the midst of that, I was just like, well, I'm glad that we're working together. I'm happy we can get this stuff done. Yay you, yay us. No, not us. Okay, yay you. All right.
Yeah.
And then the universe just said, nah, bro, this ain't for you. Bye.
I love the bite. I love how God sounds like a millennial in like high school, just saying bye. Like, all the time.
Bye.
Deuces.
Deuces.
That part.
Yeah, man. No, and I'm telling you, the universe has a way of working. I have a tattoo on my arm. I swear to the Most High. I have 2 tattoos on my arm, and I believe in them. Really, I do. Scriptures, they're Bible scriptures. One says, depart from me, ye evildoers, for I shall keep the commandments of my God. Mm-hmm. The other one says, the Most High is my strength and power. It could just be a placebo. It was 2 hours of meditating on each side. You know what I mean? I said, this is my rite of passage.
I got you.
So, but I'm telling you, I got the first one, didn't see as many people. I got the second one, I started doing some dumb heavy lifting for no fucking reason. Like, my speaker weighs probably 60 pounds. I pretty much bring that thing with me almost everywhere. That's part of the reason why I actually put my sound system back in, because it weighs almost as much as my kicker.
Got you. Got you.
It just has a handle. So I was just like, you know what? Maybe not. Let me just put that back in. Boom, got the boom boom going again. So it's like, yeah. But no, honestly, there's so much that happens where it's just like you realize you spoke that into existence, right? Like people who the oh, how much worse could it get mentality. No, don't say that around me. Go away. It can only get better or go away. No.
Yeah, I don't have no parts in that conversation.
Yeah.
I said this. I was doing my culture shock skits, and I said,
Ooh,
what happened?
I don't know. It's disconnected.
Oh man, the Celestials didn't like that joke.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, you was doing what skit?
You want to see how bad it can get for you, buddy?
Oh man.
Oh, Hazenomical, where are you from? Let me catch you up on the conversation. I didn't get to know what you're about and what you're doing.
I'm from Jamaica, Queens, New York, the borough of New York, not the island.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been doing music since the 90s. I became a professional at it probably mid 2000s.
Oh, nice.
You know, so it took me a while to, get my bearings, but,
Yes.
I've met a lot of great people. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
The universe brought it down.
Yeah.
It's like we undid Thanos' snap.
oh, man. Yep. I don't know what happened there. Like, oh, that's what happened.
He kicked plug, and then he froze. Or is he just messing with us?
He's really good at staying still.
You know what I mean?
Like, he would be really good at freeze game. You know that? Stay still, freeze. Yeah, he's good, man.
Man, where was he when I was playing freeze tag, man?
Yeah,
we have won championships with that.
That's exactly what I was thinking. You couldn't get David out for nothing.
Oh man, I needed him so badly because I couldn't do it.
I know. I was like blinking. They're coming at me.
Wait, is he on too?
Yes,
You got a brother?
Well, the camera on the computer kind of. There we go.
You're sideways.
Yeah. There we go. Bam. All right. So,
technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. My computer glitched out on me.
Okay.
And then I turned on my phone. I'm using my phone for the hotspot. It's a radiant model of fascinating complications over here.
The technological marvel. That's what it is, sir.
Yeah, I got it. I said from a young age I wanted to work with computers growing up. I just hope they start working with me better.
You got to talk to them nice.
Sweet talk them hard.
You think it's a lie? No, man. For real. I don't even know what I said today. It's like, oh, they're probably like, oh, so you're so happy with Mother Nature. Let me shut down and see how to deal with technology.
Yeah. You want Mother Nature so bad, go back to it.
You know what I mean?
You hate technology so much. Yeah.
Man, this is Candid Conversations, episode 108. We have Hazernomical and Alicia Ali here.
Hey.
I got to shout out the wife in here as well because she's let me use her comfort zone. And then we also got Liquid Fire Radio, who is going to be syndicating these podcasts
awesome.
Weekly. So, yeah, if you don't just here, catch us there. Bam.
Nice.
I have so many notes to send to this woman. Christy, you are magical. I'm telling you. I'll never say anything less. She put on a show from the Crooked Control and FX May Vary. They're they're local bands in the sense of in Canada. One's from Newmarket, that's FX May Vary, and one's from Port Colborne. That's Crooked Control. And Crooked Control is going to be playing for us live on the 2nd of August. No, not August, October.
There we go.
Those two are.
Because I was about to say, like, wow, we really missed that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We're going to have to travel back in time for that show.
Where's Doc and the DeLorean?
Yeah. Oh, man. So, yeah. Check us out. The Culture Shock Community Cookout, a.k.a. The Block Party. I call it, why not, right? I mean, it's marketable. Really. Yeah. I'm surprised, though. I'm honestly surprised that it wasn't a name that was taken. Like, someone didn't take it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. It was just like 15 years promoting it with that name. I'm thinking, okay, it's in the rap game. Someone's got it. Went on signed up for DistroKid, typed it in. Like, my neighbors probably heard me 8 doors down. Like, yeah! No one has it. It's mine.
It was probably one of those things that people just assumed that somebody already had. So it was like, yeah, I'm not even gonna. Somebody has that, yeah. Somebody's using that for something, and you were the only person who's like, well, let's look it up, which is always a good thing, follow through.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. So, oh man, good times. All right, I missed a few things because I was out for a few minutes, but
we were making fun of you. It's no
oh yeah, definitely, okay, 100%.
Cool. Just so long. Some things don't change. It's all good.
Don't worry. Man. If you were here, like when you watch the playback, you're gonna be like, wait, no, that was funny though. That was funny. I wish I was there for that one.
Oh man. Oh dude.
Especially the freeze tag pose, man. It was like
yeah, you're the champion of freeze tag.
Oh.
He did it again.
Oh, kill me right now. Oh man. Because as I'm looking, it's like his screen is frozen on mine. I don't know if it's moving. Is it moving? Is he moving on yours?
Yeah, he's moving. Yeah,
he's not moving on mine.
Yeah, something's going on. I don't know.
Looks like you're the new freeze tag champion. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is great. Okay, so hip hop shop. Let's talk more about that. What can people expect from that?
Hip hop. Like, I feel like it's all in the title. Like,
yeah, if I thought about that, I would have.
I've done a lot of weird, crazy, and confusing stuff, and been around a lot of weird, crazy, confusing people. I figure I can do my best to uncrazy certain things. So when I came up with a title for that, I was like, well, I literally need to call it what it is, and it's the hip hop shop because the reason why I made it was like basically funded around an idea. Like when we were on tour, I was sitting there with my good friend Doc Ock, who hosted the album, and we used to be like driving from like far places, and we'd be on the bus, and I'd play these old school samples and old songs, and it was like me, him, Tragedy Gaddafi, and we were just listening, and he was like, man, I need you to make me a CD of this music. Send me a playlist or something. I need this in my life. And then it got me to thinking about all the music that we don't hear anymore because, like people don't sample anymore. And then when they do, it's like, it's not the break point, though. You got to bring back those break beats, that good feeling hip hop that, remember Kid and Play used to dance? Nobody dances anymore. What happened to that?
So it ended after Diddy.
Right? So when I made this EP, it was like I honestly wanted to make the hip hop shop so you could go back to that feeling of digging in crates and rhyming with your boys in the backyard, having fun type thing,
Yeah. Well, that's a good job.
It was based on nostalgia.
Yeah.
It was nostalgia.
Yeah. But that was the other part about it, because it's like I wanted to give you that feeling, but it's like a lot of people, when they do that, they end up just recreating stuff that's already been done. It's like, it's like, all right, I get it. You want to make hip hop music. It doesn't necessarily have to sound like DJ Premier. You don't have to bite Jay Dilla's producing style for you to make a dope hip hop joint. And that was one of the cornerstones that I had to avoid. One of the pitfalls, I should say, I had to avoid with making this EP, that I didn't want it to sound dated or sound like a play off of someone else's work. I wanted it to be fresh and original, but still have that vibe. Hopefully I succeeded. I'll let y'all tell me.
Well, we're going to have you on another episode. We're going to have you on an episode of not Candid Conversations, the Theterrell Effect. I'm going to figure out what day that is.
Yeah, because I had so much fun today. We have to do this again.
Oh, I'm never on the Theterrell Effect. He only has me on Candid Conversations.
See, now you have to make like a special appearance. Like
I know. I just have to come just to hear it.
Yeah, wait to put me on the spot. Okay, fine. You want? Okay. We can do October 9th. That's the first available 9th. One I have. Yeah, that works for you. We can do it that day.
Let me make sure, because weird stuff happens on my calendar.
Of course.
You said October 9th?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good for October 9th.
Okay.
What time is that?
That's 12 o'clock p.m.
Eastern Standard Time, or?
Eastern Standard, yeah.
Okay. I had to make sure. All right, I'll put it on my calendar, but you can definitely like send me a link or an invite. Oh, because I had an interview like 2 weeks ago, and someone sent me the flyer, and like I've been doing business in so many like time zones lately. I forgot to look at the flyer, and I'm looking at it. It says like 9 o'clock, so it's like 8:30, and I'm ready to get on the line, and then they give me a call. Yeah, so we'll see you in 2 hours. I'm like, 2 hours? Like I thought this thing started at 9, and they're on MT, and I'm like, oh, y'all are completely 2 hours off. So I had to wait till it was like 11 o'clock here to jump on the line. It was interesting.
Totally.
I had to step out the studio. People were like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I had to do an interview now." I was like, "Yeah, man, this is the other side of Canada, bro." Like they were ready.
Yeah, especially if you do work in Vancouver, or if you do work in California, it's like, can you guys please catch up? Hurry up! We're like half day's done for us, and you guys haven't even like rolled out of bed.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's so weird and off-putting, because it's like in every conversation you have to like specify like what time zone that you're referring to, because people will get it completely twisted. They'll think it's another day. Like, wait, I thought that was Thursday. Wait, today is Thursday. Not here. It's not. It's Wednesday.
You know what? It's even freakier when you have meetings in Australia and they're in the future. I was like,
yes.
Hi from the past. Trippy. It's so trippy.
Oh, man. Yeah, I know. I go for a run anytime I go from here to Toronto and back. It's just like a time loop. So I can only imagine going across the country and coming back. But yeah, the whole time thing it's so messed up. Like, like why is there not just one time zone?
Yeah, why can't the sun just stay stationary all the time?
But wait, isn't that Japan or someplace in Asia where they actually don't have different time zones? It's always the same time. Like they don't have different seasons and stuff.
Oh, for real?
I'm trying to remember. I was like,
okay.
somewhere in the back of my brain, it's saying like, yeah, that's it, but I'm not 100% sure. Somebody from Asia will probably correct me, like, yeah, no, he's wrong. Hopefully I'm right though, fingers crossed.
I'll fact check you later. I'll let you know.
If it was a savage, we'd be checking right now, but this is just Candid Conversation.
Yeah. We're still trying to keep present, keep the conversation moving. It's all good.
Yeah. Oh man, I had a political candidate come to my door yesterday, and I tried my damnedest hard time, but I think I did.
I feel like somebody's got to do a background. Like, who are we talking to? You can't just randomly walk up to someone's door and have a conversation.
I do that shit all the time, bro. not up to people's doors and shit, but like I might try that now. Come to people's doors with a camera. Hi, Dish, how you doing today? Just want to have a
conversation. Yeah.
What can I speak into existence? I'm sorry to everybody in the future who goes back and watches this. Like, so this is how it started? This is why he did that?
Yeah, and we're accomplices now because now we witnessed the idea of forming. We're screwed.
Yep. Oh yeah.
He said, "Yep." It's too late now, man. You can't go back.
Go back now. We gotta trudge forward. But no, she did handle herself very well. It was just she didn't mention anything about the leader of the party coming to the city the following day. So just like the following day. So it's just like, wait a minute, hold on. You represented these people, but you ain't even telling me they come in here, and they come in here and I don't even get to talk to them. Nah, that doesn't do too well for me. Nah. Yeah. But you know what? Life happens, so we'll see how it goes. Indeed. It's not like they don't know about me.
Well, if they don't, they will. I'm sure of that.
No, I know they know about me. I send my MPP, my magazine, every month. He knows about me.
Okay. So he knows what to expect.
He knows what to. Nah, no one knows what to. I don't even know what to expect, so I don't know how he can. But he has a general. Oh my God! Hey, how you doing? Daughter just popped in the back door. Completely forgot she was out. Oh my God! She came in while the lights were on. Good job. Good job. Yeah, congratulations. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, school tomorrow. Tomorrow.
With the lights on. Yeah. And you have school tomorrow. You're right. Yeah. Yep. No, I cannot complain. My family told me I'd have an ugly child because of my attitude. Well, my wife must have strong genes. Okay. No, man, I'm telling you, and she can't get her to yell. Like, you know how some kids like yell and scream and like if I'm in the basement and I'm trying to talk to her from upstairs, like she won't yell. She'll use like a regular voice and she'll try to talk down to me. And so it's like, I can't hear you. You have to talk louder. She's like, but I am talking loud.
You want me to talk louder?
Yeah. No, she doesn't. I just want to know that she can scream if necessary to ward off whatever, but like she'll probably throw punch them first, so I'm good.
There you go. That's how that works.
Yep. Yeah. Listen, I said, look, if you don't feel comfortable, you can always hit him in the throat.
There you go. There you go. The silent assassin. Once again.
Look, man. I said this before and I'll say it again. I'd rather talk to the principal over the paramedics. And I'm not raising damsel in distress.
No.
She will be like, I come from a line of strong women. I know strong women. There's no fool, fray, none of that stuff. She came in and she told me what she was going to do. She didn't even ask me, like, just, Dad, this is what I'm going to go do. All right, cool. Bam. You know what I mean? That's the assertive nature that I want to see from her. I told her earlier today, it's like there's gonna be times where you want to do something and I don't think you should do it, but you need to do it for your own well-being. You just have to be respectful in communicating that.
See, and that's coming full circle from where we started. It's like it's all about the verbiage.
Yep. Definitely. Yeah. It's like, you know what I mean? Sometimes I'll call her for no reason. Ariana, and if she answers me yes, I get her to do something. If she says yes, Dad, then I leave her alone.
There you go.
Because the respect is there, and that's how I was raised. Like, if I answer my dad yes off one hand like that, Jesus, I'm 37 years old, and he'll give me the business. We are answer yes, sir. Yes, pun one on.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir. You know what I mean? Like, we were raised with respect. To this day, I have more respect for my parents than I do the police, because my parents could scare the shit out of me without using a gun.
Indeed.
They didn't need a gun. They just, sometimes it was just a look. And I'm there like,
That's because you recognize that look subconsciously. It's like when you were 1 year old, you knew what that look meant. It's like,
yep.
I'm not gonna do that again.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's not to say I don't respect police, because we have to talk about this too. It's that I really believe that something like Carriol's law, which is a law that in Buffalo right now that needs to go international, that would hold the police more accountable. So basically, it says that there's a few branches to it, but the main point is that it is the obligation of an officer on duty to stop any other officer on duty from using force or using undue force on a suspect.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Yes. And
we don't have that in Canada, David. It's only in Buffalo?
No, it's only in Buffalo. And that's something that we've been speaking to a woman. Her name was Carriol. I can't remember her last name, and forgive me for that. But we did a podcast last week or 2 weeks ago, and 2 weeks ago now, and we talked about the law and how she was actually fired for stopping. She stopped an officer from choking somebody out, and she was punched in the face by the officer. She was then reprimanded, put on leave, and eventually fired before she could get her pension. So she spent the last 20 some odd years fighting for her pension, just recently got it, and is now still fighting for it to be released, kind of thing. So yeah, the law that she had put in place really caught wind after the George Floyd incident. And
which apparently set everybody up to just have this discussion.
Yeah. And it's definitely something that, like I said, I presented it to the office of the premier, and I said I feel a lot more comfortable around the authorities if this was in place. So as avoid them, I know they're not doing the same justice for me. So are going out of their way to avoid me. So I came into town the other day. They're sitting right on the edge of the town line, just looking into my damn car. I'm just, hi guys, right turn. Crazy. Oh, but
how are the police in Canada though? Are they like civilized, or I've never actually dealt with them out of the US.
They're unnecessarily sarcastic at times. Oh yeah. They like, sarcasm is their bread and butter. They like to, yeah. I mean, I've been chest to chest with at least 3 different cops over the this was like 3-4 years ago now, but like literally chest to chest, like almost like dog fighting dog to a cop, and like not touching, but as close as I get to him without touching.
Yeah.
And letting him know he was in my personal space. Yeah. I respect the badge and the honor that comes with it. I refuse to bow to the gun.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to kill me, you need Jesus's
Pretty much.
Hey, if you don't walk with God, you can't walk on me. And even if you do, you won't. So
yeah. About that.
Anyways, but that's just what it is, man. They're decent. Like, there's been times where I probably should have been arrested, but wasn't. Well, there's definitely times where I shouldn't have been arrested and was. So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of those catch-22s.
Okay, I usually don't chime in on these conversations, but there was one incident where I was dating a guy whose baby mother freaked out. Like, she was gonna like break down the door, slashed my tires. She was like, she was gonna kill us. Like, she was angry.
Wow. That's over the top.
Well, he's like, look, I need to call the cops, because if I go out and she assaults me, or if I put my hands on her, like, it's gonna be over. So I need to call the cops now. And that was the only time a cop said to me, what are you doing here? Like, really, why are you in this situation?
Wow.
Right?
You know, I didn't think about it that way. I didn't think about it until you actually asked the question, but yeah. Wow.
I'm sorry. I didn't know she was going to be crazy. I didn't know I was going to set this girl off. I didn't know. I just didn't know.
Despite that, here we are now.
You know what I mean? Like,
holy shit.
So that's a different perspective. I mean, the cop was pretty cool. He sent her away. That's it. Yeah.
Oh man. That is like, I've had situations where I've called the cops to avoid circumstances 2 times. I was about to do some ignorant shit, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna call the cops instead. Call the cops.
Yeah, exactly.
Call the cops. They went to side with the person I was trying to stop the ignorant shit from happening with. Both times. I said, you know what? I don't want to. I'm trying not to call a spade here, but you know, I don't see very many spades here. And then he's like, oh, you think it's just about you, huh? You think it's because of your color, don't you? I say, yeah. He's like, well, you know, there's not a lot of. I said, the only reason it doesn't look like that is because there aren't a lot of people like me that have this color out here.
Oh,
is that so?
Like, yeah, well, where he is, yeah.
Where I am, bro. Listen, man. Like, I am very multicultural in perspective.
Right.
This part of society doesn't entirely share that perspective as much. Like where I live right now, the complex that I live in is very multicultural. I don't think I see very many Asians, but other than that, there are a few, like, you know, there's like some Middle Eastern, some African, some North American, European sprinkled around. But like the city as a whole, it is definitely attempting to maintain the preservation of a specific culture.
Wow.
Yes.
That's different.
David, I mean, you have held your own for a long time out there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You have never wanted to move out. You have never decided like enough's enough. You have held your own.
No, I look at it like this. I look at it like Rorschach from Watchmen.
Y'all are locked in here with me.
I'm in here with you. Y'all in here with me. I'm telling you, they tried to kick me out. I said, yeah, I went from the top floor, every single room, every single floor, and I said, these are all the problems in the house. You can fix them, or I can bring you to court. Oh, well, you're well within your right to do whatever you want to do. And this is how I was channeling my anger at them. I'm going the most legal route. Okay, fine. Yeah. This is the list of things that need to be done. This is the list of things that you can do to avoid it being a problem in the future. And this is what I'm demanding you do right now. Oh, well, you're well within your right to bring us to court. Okay, fine. We went to court. The first day we went to court, the day after, they started digging up the backyard. You know why? Because I went through my contract with the property, I went through the municipal bylaws, and I went through the Residential Tenancies Act, which would be your state law. I went through those 3 things, and I said, this contract is made by them that says that they will provide me this service. This bylaw indicates this service is a mandatory provision. This Residential Tenancies Act article enforces the bylaw. They had to pay me, boy. And to boot, after that, I said, in the judgment, I said that they had to bring the entire property up to code.
Nice.
52 units at almost 50K a unit.
Nice. Okay. Justice strikes again.
Just to bring it back, just to bring it up to code.
There you go.
Yeah. So they didn't like me at all. They still tried to kick me out. So then we brought it around again. I must have been to court. Like, I've been to court with them 3 times, won twice, and we have another case going before them right now. But COVID has just jammed up the court system, so we're waiting to see what's gonna come of it.
So is that just civil court? Like, you don't need a lawyer; you just like represent yourself, right?
It's like a tribunal of sorts. So yeah, it's more civil court, and yeah, we represent ourselves because when we went to, I'm not even gonna say, we went to a legal entity, and brought our case, the same case that I won. We brought that case to them. They said that basically I knew what I was doing. All I had to do was present certain points, and that would bring it home. Okay, the same person that told me that lost their case and watched me win mine.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
To say the least.
What did you go to law school for? What the hell?
I didn't go to law school. I studied law.
Good for you, David.
I just looked it up on YouTube, man.
I just saw WikiHow, won my case.
Straight up. I worked for my aunt's law firm for a few months. And I did paperwork there and stuff like that. So, and you know what I mean? Like, since I was a kid, everybody's like, you know what? You should be a lawyer. You love to argue. No, I don't. Yes, I do. I'm lying.
I'm about to say, because it's like, it shows that in the answer that it clearly you do. No, I don't.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm telling you. So yeah, no, it's just good times, man. And these are the things. It's like, now how many people know you as an artist are gonna see this and see other aspects of you as a person?
Hopefully all of them, because like, here's the thing, like, people see you, but they have no idea how you are, and it's just like, that's why I should watch the interview. Like, I'm really a nice guy. Like, I have fun, I kid, I joke, I have like a whole plethora, myriad of subjects in my mind at any given time. So, and I have no problem with talking. Like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's one of the things I've gathered from this. It's just like, we talked about a few different topics, and not all of them are even typical to what rappers discuss.
Yeah, actually, I do want to take your point on this, though, David. Do you feel that like people idolize and put them on a pedestal too much because they're saying what people can't say? They're in the level of fame that people kind of want to be in, and so they really don't think they're even human. Like, they dehumanize people who are famous. Like, they don't think they have real problems, or like they're real people. So, you work so hard to get to that level of fame just to be dehumanized. It's just like a crazy mentality of society. Like, we destroy our talent, mentally, physically exhaust them to the point of destruction. Like, I don't get why we would do that.
Why do you think I live out here in quiet little well, it was quiet anyways until I got out here. Anyway, but like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I see it. I see it happen all the time. Garvey, X, King, Jr., name them. Peace seekers or peace bringers or peace speakers from, well, X wasn't really a peace speaker, but you know what I mean? But like, people who preach peace.
Yeah.
Perish. Marley perish under the pressures of society, because it's like, even with my dude there, Robin Williams.
I love him.
Happiest guy on camera. Carrying demons that nobody even saw. You know what I mean? And that's another one of the reasons why I have these candid conversations, so people can air out their grievances if they have them, so they're not feeling like they're alone dealing with the pressures of something that, you know what I mean, someone might have the answer to, but they just have to speak on to get that answer.
But all right, so like that's one thing I can definitely say about me, people I've met, like just, you know, people in general. It's just humanity has this thing where we feel like we're alone. Like there's no one else that can possibly understand this. And it's just not somehow, honestly, if you expressed it, you'd be shocked about how many people feel exact same way, went through the same thing or something similar. You know, like we can all relate to certain things, but in our minds, it's just like nobody will get this.
Yep.
You know, and I guess, and in some places, and like I was lucky to grow up in a time and a place with a bunch of people who weren't really like harping their influence on me. It was just like, well, he's just like that. And I was just like, and it didn't really matter. Like we still all got along. It was like, you know, everybody respected my growth and who I was as a person, and, you know, vice versa. So, but I am aware that not everybody grew up like that. And for them, it's really hard for them to express themselves because they're used to people shutting them down as soon as they talk about it. You know, and I guess that is a very hard, you know, life to live. I couldn't even imagine, you know, like me and my girlfriend, we was just talking the other day about like her niece going to school, and she's like, there was this little girl that went there and got bullied and picked on, and she was like, yo, she was just a pretty girl. But, you know, they kept picking on her anyway. And I'm like, that was so, like, I understand what you're saying, but that didn't happen to me. Like, when I grew up, nobody really, you know, like bullied me. I didn't know any bullies in my school.
I thought you were probably a big kid then.
No, the funny thing is, man, I didn't actually get any weight until I turned 24, 25. For most of my life, I was like really like lightweight.
How old are you now?
Right now, I think I'm like 200.
Oh, I mean, how old are you?
Oh, now I just turned 38.
Okay, yeah, we're about the same age. Yeah, 37. I just turned 37 in July.
You know what, David? A lot of people from our high school, because we went to high school together, feel the same way. Like they say the exact same thing. Like, why would anyone pick on anyone? Da, da, da. But I found that only people that gave me any kind of grief were the Caribbean girls. For whatever reason, it was always the Caribbean girls just like saying shit or doing shit. And I was like,
you remember Chris and Curtis and Akil?
Oh, of course.
So I remember one year I went out for Akil's birthday. We went out to Warden, it's like the Ward Flea Market, the tail end of the Ward Flea Market. There's like a restaurant there. It's changed names so many times, I don't even know what it's called. Okay. And I was a little late. I came in, I got a ride from Lindsay Walker.
Yeah.
And we were late, and I sat down, and we were waiting for the food. Yeah. And for the whole half an hour we were waiting for the food, I got roasted. The whole 30 consecutive minutes of just, and every answer I had, it wasn't even like it was just one person. It was just like, boom, okay, boom, boom. Like everybody just hit me, and I'm just like, it's not even my birthday, why the fuck? And I didn't realize until a little bit after that I must have been the biggest dog in the yard. Because that's the only reason all the other dogs had to bite my heels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like at the time, it was
to roast you. Like what?
In the restaurant, roasted fully, like I was a rotisserie on a spit. Just hold on, we didn't get that side. Pull it back. All right, go again.
Thorough roasting. You know, thorough roasting of this guy.
I was like, but like now, like I'm more quick-witted and I understand. Hey, you know what? Not everybody sees me how I see myself, but it was just like, it was one of those scenarios where it's just like, fuck people. Yeah, Oh, every one of y'all. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I see. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Because at that point, you know, I mean, having friends is everything. No, it's not. Fuck friends. No. Friends ain't gonna make fun of you. Like, well, actually, no, some of them will. Some of them will. I'm not gonna lie.
See, well, we make fun of each other, David. But that's fine. Like, I don't feel like you're disrespectful.
No, but that's the thing. That was just like literally, I did not know they had this much thought about me, let alone negative.
He's like, these weren't impromptu jokes. Like, no, y'all put some thought into
Nah, like no real talk. Like they sat down at someone's house and they said, you know what? We're gonna invite this motherfucker out, but we're gonna make him never want to come out with us ever again. This is how we're gonna do it.
It really hurt your feelings. Like, I feel really bad.
Honestly, I'll tell you right now, from the day this guy told me I failed puberty, I left my feelings out of high school. Yep.
I gotta use that one.
Yeah, bro.
I gotta use that one.
That was that one. I was like, ugh. Oh my. Ah. Sorry. Just like it went right through. Just boom.
Oh, man. I don't know if that's going to come out in a verse or in conversation, but I'm definitely using that one. Like,
I think you need to let this go. Like, forgiveness needs to happen, and like cleanse your soul. Like, you need to write this out.
I've forgiven, and I just haven't forgotten, because these are some of the things that. These are some things that I'm just like, yo, listen, man. If I ever have to use it, like.
And you know it was serious because his voice changed the whole octave. He was like.
Bro, listen.
You understand? Like,
I left grade 9. Grade 9, I kind of sounded something like this, and I was walking around, and I was always talking, and it was always loud, and it was Grade 10, I came back, and it was like this. Motherfuckers didn't even know who I was. I'm shouting down the hall. I'm like, yo, shouting down the hall. People are walking away because they think I'm an older kid, because older kids gave it to the younger students. So just like, yo, I have to run up the hall. Slap the man on the shoulder, spin him around, be like, yo, where the fuck are you guys going? And he's like, yo, I thought it was one of the older kids coming to beat us up. I'm like, nah, bro. It's just me. They're like, your voice has changed so much. Thanks. Fuck. Then it went from being too high to being too low. It was like,
I can't wait. That's the talented creator.
I couldn't win.
Oh man, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine.
No, because you never got picked on in high school. Like, nobody messed with you.
I didn't.
Me?
I don't.
No, not you.
Him. Yeah.
But the funny thing is, it's like, all right, so technically that could just be the way I recall it. Like, somebody could have actually tried to pick on me. I just didn't internalize it. So, you know, like nowadays I don't remember it happening, but it could have. Like, how many things possibly happened in your life that you just don't remember it that way? Like,
plenty of things. I'm sure like if someone heard the conversation I had with you about the aforementioned producer and went to the aforementioned producer and asked him, he might even say, huh? I don't even know that guy. You know what I mean? But like, I remember it vividly because I know exactly who it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So take it with a grain of salt.
Exactly.
Yep. Oh, that is too much. So do you have any reggae tunes already recorded is the question?
Yeah, but I haven't released them yet.
Oh, you're a reggae artist. I thought you were a hip hop.
No, I am a hip hop artist. But all right, so just to give a little bit of background, earlier in the conversation, remember when you asked me where I was from?
Jamaica.
Me and him were conversing about it. A couple of interviews I had that I'd say I'm from Jamaica, and they'd be like, oh, the island. So they'd be like, so are you a reggae artist as well? And I'd be like, wait. No, I'm from the borough in New York, not the island. And they'd be like, oh. And then it just get awkward after that because
you can't have any musical talent if you don't play reggae. Like, I don't know.
Especially, I guess I'm dark skinned with the hair. It's just like, boy, are you mad? Getting out of Jamaican roster.
Like you need to play some reggae. You need to get with the island folk.
Shout out to my boys then, but no. I mean, I have done some because I do music and I enjoy all genres. And that
is one thing I appreciate so much is you guys are diverse, man.
Oh, yeah.
Trap music, bounce music, like I love it because as a Indo-Caribbean, I love diversity. It's like we're craving it all the time.
Yes, definitely.
And I love it, man. Like I love everything from the jungle rhythms of Africa to samba of Latin America, and then blues, Native American tribal chants, and it's also interesting.
That goes with the food, that goes with the dance, that goes with the flavor of how we mingle. Like we're just a warm, loving culture, and so we're all the same. It doesn't matter where. And so I love it as well because I'll listen to fusion music. So it will be like a mix of Indian music. Like I love Tassa beats, man.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the shit right there. Woo! Sorry.
That's how true it is.
It just triggered. It came out. The universe is listening, eh?
Like, oh, y'all want music? We got music.
I know the timing, right? Anyways, my point is that yes, it's like the more cultural exchange, the better the fusion, the better the production of like culture and unity, and how much we can just like sync up everything we can.
And that's one of the great things about living in New York City, because I've been to a lot of places, and when I speak to people, like how like we're talking candidly. It's funny when you hear how different cultures of people like grew up, and it's just like, wow, that is so interesting. Like there's good points and there's bad points, but it's like it's also interesting. But it's like when I tell them like how I grew up in New York, it's like, what? Because it's literally a mixing pot, a hodgepodge of cultures. It's like like I went to school with Hispanics, Latinos, Black people, Native Americans, Indians, West Indians, Caucasians. We were all there together, and it was just like it was different. We had no idea like what was going on outside of our community, that it wasn't like this everywhere. So it was like we had no problem like getting along and like sharing our culture. Like go to your Italian friend's house and you have like a traditional Italian dish. You go home and eat something else, and it's interesting. I love it.
Yeah, definitely.
Give you an appreciation.
That feeling, that culture is why we're doing the second Culture Shock Community Cookout, and it's going to be October 2nd on Saturday. We're starting at 12 p.m. this time, getting an earlier start time because we don't want no one complaining that we're going too late into the night. And
I would love to attend, but I don't think your country would let me in.
No,
seriously, like because of the whole COVID thing.
Yeah.
Get your double vax, get your passport, and come over, man.
Really? It's that easy? Like, because when I was talking to my one of my label mates, Chief Record, is actually in Canada, and he's like, yeah, bro, like, listen, it would be dope if I could be there or you could be here, but he's like, bro, it's crazy at the border right now. Like don't even try. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, I know someone who crossed the border. They had to pay like $225 to do a rapid test, but he crossed the border.
Yeah.
Came up, did a run through. All he needed was a negative COVID test.
Okay.
Yeah, and he came through.
Well,
and then
if it's that simple.
Yeah.
I gotta look into this thing. I might be making special appearances.
Hey, by all means, bro. By all means. But yeah, no, seriously, it's like he said, it was just a rapid test to prove that he didn't have it, and then he came over. So
nice.
And I don't even know if he's vaccinated or not. So
okay.
Yeah.
Because I would just, the worst part of it is like, Canada is like way up north. It's like I don't want to go all the way up there. They'd be like, yeah, you can't come in, or you gotta you gotta sit in the airport for like 2 weeks before
Yeah,
we even
no,
look
no,
at
no,
you. It's
no,
like,
no. Do your
Nah,
homework before.
Nah,
Yeah,
yeah,
don't.
definitely. No, the rapid test that they had, though, the half an hour rapid test is like $225 American, but
mhm.
definitely double check before you come up to the border.
Make any, before you
Yeah.
book your ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
my
like,
And if you do,
girlfriend, she drove across, but she was coming from Florida, and they have the highest COVID
yeah.
rates right now. And she's like, I don't talk to anybody, I don't see nobody. Like, Florida's crazy right now.
I can't even imagine.
oh, Lee, yeah.
But like a friend of mine who was a prominent artist, this was before COVID. He's like, he flew over there with his label. They stopped him as soon as he got off the plane, and then they like literally like held him there. Like they wouldn't let him leave the airport. He had to stay there until they either denied him or sent him back. And then when they finally did decide to deny him, he still had to wait there like a couple of days until they gave him permission to fly back. I was like, wow, that's serious.
No, you see, no. I went the worst ways. This is why I'm sticking in a little corner. Cause I remember the story. I went to the duty free, but I walked in. I didn't know that I couldn't, so I walked into the duty free. I bought my shit and I'm walking out. This guy comes and stops in front of me. Older gentleman. So I'm not trying to bowl him over. I look at him. I'm like, what are you doing in front of me? Why are you here? Oh, you need to. Where's your car? You told me it was in the parking lot. I told you it was in the parking lot. I said it was in this parking lot. I'm going to my vehicle. You're not allowed. You need to come back into the store and pay the duties. I get my phone again, calling my friends at the office of the premier. Hey, this man is trying to deny me entrance into my country. Put him on speakerphone. And then I let her give him the business.
Yeah.
And I looked at it like, now are you gonna move? Okay, cool. Walk right around.
David, how do you let people like that on speed dial? Like, who do you need to really talk to in order for that to happen?
Listen, we got to be friends, man.
Yeah.
And if I ever get on your bad side, at least give me the chance to call and apologize.
Like all those people that roasted you in high school, like they're on a hit list somewhere. Someone's gonna get the business soon.
They're all American citizens now.
Oh man. Hey, look, universe works its wonders. You know what I mean? I have nothing but good intentions, and I'll put it this way: I'm wishing everybody, every one of them, the what to happen to me. So that's what it is. Because when you wish something on someone, it happens to you first. That's why
karma. Oh yes. Exactly. I agree.
Exactly.
Cosmic karma.
Mm-hmm. Trust, indeed. It's the thing. It's the new thing, man. I'm telling you, we need to use our karmic currency. That's what we need to use, and like, that's what I'm doing with these cookouts. I'm pulling people together, and we're seeing who can work with who, and what we can do to make good things happen. And when I told the on-site property manager that we were doing it again, he just nodded, smiled, and said, "Okay." So I didn't hear any negative feedback that way. We're going again. We're doing it a little bit bigger. We don't want to go all the way grand scale yet, but we're going to get bigger. We have tickets up on the website. We have tickets for sale on the website. So check out sharetheshock.ca. Get your tickets now because they are limited in quantity. I printed, I think, 50? No, it's more than 50. I think I printed like 50, and I have a few online. I'm not sure what the quantity is online. So yeah, I got 50 here, and then I got like 75 online or something like that. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Crooked Control's gonna be there. Johnny Armani's gonna be there. LG's gonna be there. We got Big Joe coming through. I'm gonna be performing. There's gonna be a bunch of people coming through. So we're gonna have a corn roast. And we're going to have some jerk chicken. Yeah, some fried dumpling.
That's the second time you brought up jerk chicken in this conversation. You're making me OD hungry right now. I am so hungry right now.
Oh man, I'm telling you, I'm about to catch the snack soon.
Yeah. You're definitely gonna make me travel somewhere and spend some money right now.
Oh man.
Mhm.
Have you had the Scarborough beef patty? That is the famous stuffed with like macaroni and cheese and stuff. Oh, it is so good, David. You need to come back to Scarborough just for the patty shop.
Oh my gosh. Okay, where is that? Cause like that sounds delicious.
Yeah. Where is that? Let me write that down. I'm about to have them import that. That just sounds amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, they stuff it. Yeah, and they put some extra jerk chicken in there, some sauce. It's like a good sandwich.
Bro, I need that. Yeah. I need that. They gotta like flash freeze that and send that to me. I need it in my life.
Yeah, you guys in New York need to have this patty shop on the corner of Jamaica, and then they need one on the corner of Gerrard Street, because us Guyanese people real need that for real.
I'm looking that up. I'm like, send me the address. I'm gonna call somebody like, look, I know you don't know me, but I'm just gonna need you to put this in a box and ship it.
Ship it. Yeah. How long does it take to keep it fresh?
Ship it on ice.
Oh man, that's great. No, we got some bag and patties. Either Warden, Kennedy, or what's the next station? Kennedy or Warden Station. One has Allen's and one has the next one, and they're both like one's like a trapezoid, and one looks like a dome, like a rounded, like a D basically.
A D, yeah.
Yeah, like a D. So, but like
a typical cocoa bread.
Yeah. Oh man, you throw some cocoa bread on one of those things, jeez, on. Like, I might have to like. Sit here
He's like, yo, man, I gotta jump off this thing. We gotta.
All of us need to eat, man. Look what's happening to us.
Without food all of a sudden, like
too much. Like the inner foodie of everybody in here just came out like, yes.
Oh,
yes. Strong. So strong. Oh man, that's great. So yeah, definitely, because like I don't even know how long my syndicated slot is, and we're pushing 2 hours right now. So let those watching go. Thank you for your time. We appreciate that. Appreciate all of that.
Definitely
tune in every Wednesday for new episodes of Conversations, and then Saturdays we have the Theterrell Effect at 12 p.m. around 12 p.m. And we showcase the latest and the soon-to-be greatest. This is another episode of Candid Conversations, episode 108. It's been great, but it's getting late, and we've had quite the debate. Talking from Canada to the United States, and
yes,
we're about to get some food. I can't wait.
Yeah. There we go. Bam. All right. So stay tuned for the next episode. Remember, October 2nd is the Culture Shock Community Cookout. Come check us out. Get your tickets online. Share the shock.ca. Go to the shop. It is for Alicia Ali and Hazenomical.
yes.
This is The Blocks, and bless up. Be
Bye.
grateful.